Create an original show where you have to pay writers for their own ideas? Why do that when you can dig up the body of a corpse of a show that's been dead for over 10 years and force that to dance for you instead? Hey, what's up, Spencer? My name is everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If you're somebody who's into reading anime or fandom, make sure to subscribe because I am constantly uploading reading vlogs, anime reviews, and fandom discussions. So before we even get into this video, I just want to preface this by saying I love Futurama. It's one of my favorite shows, and I still tear up anytime I think about Fry's dog. Keep it together, Spencer. You got this. That's actually one of my favorite facts about Futurama. The fandom was so upset over Seymour's death that they bullied writers into changing the timeline so that Seymour actually lived a full life with Fry. But my point is, my criticism that comes in this video is not from the place of being a hater, but instead from a place of someone who is thinking, can we seriously not pay writers for their own ideas, or are we seriously going to give any good piece of media this supernatural treatment? All right, let's jump right in. So we haven't even started and already we gotta stop. Yes, Hulu, you bought this show, but that in no way makes it so that you can classify this as a Hulu original. You didn't create this show, and honestly, you should just get your hand out of its corpse. Also, do you have to insert yourself into the show so much that you start every episode by calling it Hulu-rama? I'm fine with you pulling this shit with Solar Opposites because you've owned that stuff since day one, but you can't pull this shit with my favorite show. So the first episode of this season starts off where the last episode of the last season ended, and Fry ends up realizing that he's been in the future for 23 years and has achieved nothing. So, in order to give his life meaning, Fry decides to achieve the goal of watching every single show ever made, and this is where we start to see how poorly made the jokes of this season are.
That one with the phone call from the devil, now it's a FaceTime call from the devil. The devil part didn't change. Prepare to see your unflattering reflection in the scary mirror.
Hulu seriously rewrote a canonically established joke. The Scary Door was already a pre-established show on Futurama and was a play on the Twilight Zone. But for some reason they changed it to the Scary Mirror so that they could reference Black Mirror? Does Hulu seriously think that its audience is so dim-witted that they don't know what the Twilight Zone is? Or did Hulu simply write insert pop culture reference here and that was the best that they could come up with? The episode continues on with Fry getting so addicted to TV that his brain practically turns to mush. He binges so many shows that the crew ends up having to write and film their own show, which is something that they already did in season 2!
Lights! Camera 1, camera 2, camera 3.
It's only the first episode of the new season and they're already recycling content. So everyone tries to bring Fry back to reality just to accidentally set him on fire. Everybody thinks he's dead, but turns out Fry has just been in the other room because he finished binging TV a couple of days ago. And then the episode ends with this really stupid courtroom scene where Fry says so many meta things that just caused me to scream at my TV.
And what lesson, if any, did you learn? Well, first, I guess, don't reboot a show if the quality isn't gonna be there.
I'm not even gonna say anything. Do I have to say anything? We all know what I'm thinking.
But more importantly, let me say this. Viewers must binge responsibly, the same way they smoke cigarettes or drink bleach. In my opinion, they must stream no more than 10 episodes in a row, and no less.
So this is a interesting statement to make, seeing as Hulu is, for some dumbass reason, releasing episodes on a weekly basis instead of all at once. So how am I supposed to responsibly binge these 10 episodes like you're saying that I have to, if you don't release 10 episodes at a time? Do you just want me to wait until the season is over and then binge them all at once? Because that'll just tank your numbers. And based on the fact that Hulu is now advertising that they have a new season of Futurama 6 weeks into its release, I'm gonna guess that their numbers ain't all that good.
But it's not just the viewer's responsibility. Any TV show that truly cares about its audience, that loves and respects them should, no, must be canceled every few years. It's simply the right thing to do.
Huh? Why? Just so that companies like Hulu can fuck with it? Because we know that you're not taking that canceled time to improve conditions for writers or animators, or using that time trying to plot out the next few seasons, because if you were, then the show wouldn't be canceled, it would be on a hiatus. Are you trying to say that somehow canceling shows improves their quality? Because I can tell you, based on this shit, it absolutely does not. The next few episodes are just as bad as this first one. I'll be honest, I wanted to wait until the entire season was out to make this video because I wanted to make a video about the entire season, but after watching 4 episodes, I concluded that I didn't want to watch any more of this season or any other season that might come after it. It really feels as though Hulu is riding so hard on the coattails of Futurama already being so big and popular that they didn't bother to put any genuine time into writing episodes or plot. Thus, in many ways, these episodes feel AI written, and I would not be surprised if they are. Every episode feels as though Hulu execs just pulled 3 pop culture references out of a hat, shoved it into the Futurama AI, and then just made whatever it spit out. Take a look at the 3rd episode, for example. This episode is all about Bitcoin mining, and I think that it really shows how things are falling apart. For one thing, Fry is so removed from the era that he originally came from that he can no longer make references or comments on anything that's happening. He didn't grow up in the time of Bitcoins and MLMs, so anytime we're referencing those things, he has literally nothing to contribute. Also, the pop culture references aren't being done in the way that they used to be. In previous episodes, pop culture references would go more along the lines of the professor showing up and saying, "Good news, everyone! I figured out how to save our shipping company from bankruptcy through a new currency called chip mining." And then Leela would say, "Isn't chip mining that thing that happened in the 2020s where a bunch of tech bros convinced themselves that they could make millions and led to thousands of people losing their life savings?" And then the professor would say, "No, you idiot, that's bit mining. We're talking about chip mining, which is totally different and will not lead to us being homeless." And then Zoidberg would go, They would also mention about how bit mining somehow led to the first gorilla becoming president or something, but not in this season. In this season, all the things that we're referencing are the exact things that we're talking about because the audience is too stupid to understand nuance, I guess. I am genuinely disheartened by the decrease in quality in this show. We went from a show that had so many levels of creativity that even when it was parodying other sci-fi shows like Star Trek, there would be references that only true fans would get.
I'm Slim Shady. Yes, I'm the real Shady. All you other Slim Shadys are just imitating. So, won't the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up.
How can you do a spoken word version of a rap song?
He found a way.
Yeah, did you know that William Shatner released a spoken word poetry album? Because that's what that joke is referencing, and only true fans would know that that's what that joke is. But in the most recent Dune episode, every joke they had was anything that anyone who would happen to see the movie would get.
We are beetles.
Ah, of course, dung beetles.
It is pronounced Dune. The G is almost silent. Welcome to the world of Dune. G.
Yes, the show has always been a parody and has always referenced things from the year that it was actually created during, but always in a way that was transformative and didn't feel out of place. I mean, look at the list of episodes that we have here. Bender uncovers the mysteries of Mamazon. Really? You renamed Momcore? I Know What You Did Next Christmas? This was released in August. Why is there a Christmas episode? Rage Against the Vaccine? Zap Gets Cancelled? Nothing about this is original or new. Where are the unique planets that they go to? Where are the interesting aspects about the future that don't exist now? Even any semblance of a plot for the season instead of just random episodes episodes thrown together? I think that this season of Futurama really illustrates why it is an incredibly great thing that the Writers Guild is on strike right now. Bringing back canceled shows isn't necessarily a bad thing. Futurama's been canceled 3 times already, and I was ecstatic the first 2 times they brought it back. But studios need to give the writers the leeway and flexibility to do what they see fit. Though the previous season of Futurama ended the show in a good place and it would have been better to just leave it alone, I still believe that this season could have been very successful. Matt Groening makes incredible shows. I mean, The Simpsons have been around for what, like 30 seasons now already? So I fully had faith that this show could continue to create great episodes if the writers and animators and voice actors were given the ability to do so. But clearly that wasn't the case, and until they are allowed to do those things, we're just gonna continue to receive garbage like this. Anyway, those are all of my thoughts on the latest season of Futurama. What are your thoughts? Did you enjoy the season? If you did, I'm glad that you did. I wish that I could have. I'm really disappointed in the fact that I hated everything about this. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more, but besides that, make sure to stay safe and have a fantastic day. Bye.